Welcome to day 21 of the 28-day photo challenge. Today, we're doing the exact opposite of yesterday, and we are doing fast exposure photography. Now, ideally, the best example of this would be to shoot some kind of wave, so that way we can capture all of the droplets from it, but in that instance, it's the middle of winter, so I can't do that here in the frozen north. So I'm gonna try and find something a little bit more interesting, but it's gonna be the same concept.
I'm gonna kind of explain like the entire setup that I have first before we get into it, so I can kind of explain on the way. Now, I have the camera on machine gun mode, so that way it's just continuous photos. The shutter speed is at 5/100ths of a second, ISO 200. Now, I have this little like light right here, because like renovations. I'm going to be using this as like a flood to add as much light as possible. I'm also doing it in front of the window, and it is like a ridiculously bright snowy day. Just take this bottle of water and I'm just going to pour it into the glass. But as I'm pouring it into the glass, I'm going to hold the shutter down and take like 1,000 pictures. And hopefully something of that comes out kind of neat. So it ended up taking 54 photos. That one's pretty cool. And that essentially is fast exposures, because we have the water coming in, going around, and then just splashing out of the cup a little bit. Now that the cup is completely full, I'm gonna sacrifice some of my coffee and I'm gonna pour that into the water, and we can see if we get like a nice like mix or something. Oh, my black Canadian heroin. So I'm ready on the shutter button. Well, that could have been a little bit more graceful. That one looks kind of neat. Now, there actually is a little bit of motion blur even at 5/100ths of a second. So if I were to bump this up to like 1,000th of a second, it'd probably be a lot better. Now I have a much taller glass. I'm going to back out just a little bit. Focus in on the cup. And now I'm just going to sacrifice a little bit more of my coffee. Wow, that is really neat. So many bubbles. So those are some neat shots. Like, you could use this for taking pictures of waves and stuff. Like, literally my setup is a paper towel sitting on an old empty paint can with a work light in the sink. And these are the shots that I got with that. So, like, it doesn't have to be, like, super crazy for your actual setup, but it's a great way to actually practice, like, fast exposures, because you can also use this for, like, taking pictures of, like, icicles or something falling down, and then as they break on the ground, you can capture all the fragments coming off. Again, with, like, snow falling off of something, or even in the summertime, like, at, like, the beach, you could get waves coming in, crashing on rocks. Like, the list goes on. Like, you're just basically capturing something that was in motion without showing the motion. So like, this is literally the entire reverse of motion photography. So we're capturing things in motion to take the motion away so we can actually see like the outline of every single thing in it. There's no motion blur. Even though there was a little bit, I could have stepped that up a bit, but it's fine just for the example that I'm giving right now. So hopefully you got something out of this. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, or don't do any of it. I'm not telling you what to do.